this workout. It's kicking my ass. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and feed Ellie. Because if you don't do that first thing in the morning, she will follow you around the house nonstop and just talk. Alyssa is still asleep, so I'm gonna just go ahead and feed her real quick. I just broke the spoon stirring her food. I'm just gonna make sure that there are no remaining bits of this broken fork in here. Ellie, I hear you. I know it's coming. It's coming. You're the hungriest girl in the world. You never eat, I know. What's up? It's coming. Typically, in the mornings, it's at its worst. It's not just today, it's usually a pattern. So I'm just going to try to take care of my back now. And then hopefully, this will start making my back feel better almost immediately. And then the rest of the day should be pretty manageable. So I'm just going to do a few stretches and, get some movement in there. So that's the plan for right now.
See it. Yeah, you can write it on a little to-do list, like on these little pads and stuff like that, but it's just something about that whiteboard that did it for me. Like 100 pack of these, so I got these right here. But yeah, it's gonna be a good week. This week, everybody's definitely back in the office. So today, I have a meeting with ADT, which all the people that are my age should know what ADT is nowadays. Like, I guess the Gen X, y'all probably know like Ring or Vivint. I had Vivint. Burger to approve stuff. I'm like, bro, come on. Let's get to it. Because this month, I'm going on vacation. I haven't been on a vacation in almost a year. Doing good. I'll be going to Puerto Rico, and I'm doing like a little road trip. I think in like another week and a half, going to Austin. So I'm on the move. I tend to get certain things because it'd be like pointy edges and all the rest of that stuff. You know, they'd be like smashing their head on stuff. So, but I'm gonna get this day started. All of a sudden, everybody let me come back. Later today, because I'm going to get into running stuff. We do like a little like 10-minute pace. I think it's like the middle of June is when I start that, and I'm gonna be doing it on the running app like the 3-hour and 45-minute mark. I did 3 hours if I want to, but they have those additional add-ons on there.
We made it to Boulder. We're going to get this ride going, doing about 34 miles. And the start of the route is just that way, just a few more minutes. So I will start biking and heading that way. I just adjusted the chain because it fell off in the car. I think, I don't know, the tensioner or something while I was shoving it into the car. Maybe that was pressed against something, so the chain fell off. But I haven't even started and I'm already sweating. It's going to be a hot one, but let's get into it. And then hopefully, and get some good clips, and it'll just be a good ride. I do have the clip list set up today, and I'm doing that for the first time, so a little nervous and just hoping that I don't fall over. So once I get to a light, I really got to just make sure I'm swinging my feet out. So we shall see how that goes. Hi, morning. All right, this workout, it's kicking my ass. And I forgot to wear a headband, so now sweat is just dripping all in my eyes. Really hard to see. And now I'm dealing with a shoe issue. This is just loose. I do have a multi-tool, so I should be able to tighten it. But I'm just looking at like the corners there where it looks like the shoe is just providing some wear and tear. I gotta learn how to clip in. I feel like I've been mostly clipped in the entire ride with this right shoe and just been unclipping the left. For some reason, I've just found it easier to do it with the left foot than the right foot. But yeah, it's hard to see right now. Just all the sweat. It's insane. All right, well, let's try to tighten the shoe. All right, so that's on there pretty solid now. Doesn't move at all, so should be good to go.
All right, so the next thing I want to take a look at is the chain. It's making this noise and I feel like it's not shifting all the way down to the lowest gear. So I think earlier when I took it on, I didn't put it on the right ring, maybe. I know nothing about bikes, so I'm just kind of winging it. But I'm going to take a look at that real quick and see if that'll help fix this issue. All right, that should be on my way. Yeah, all good. Keep it up. Thank you.
Quick recap of yesterday's ride. Yesterday was pretty brutal. The workout, once I finished, I got home, had me just out. And I don't think it was mostly the workout. I think it was more of just preparation. I ran out of hydration, only packed one water bottle. I should have had three, but that's not necessarily possible with my current setup. As you may have seen, one of my water bottle holders is used to hold some of my repair stuff with like inner tubes and stuff. So I need to figure out that. But yeah, so lack of nutrition, lack of hydration. I think I ended up having like low blood sugar by the time I came back to the house because I was nauseous. I didn't have any energy. I didn't have an appetite. I was trying to slowly eat.
I'm definitely feeling better now, but yesterday was rough. So that was a big learning curve as far as making sure I'm better prepared with food and nutrition. Um, this was also difficult because this was the first time I tried the clipless setup. Clipping in and out is extremely difficult. I definitely think this ride I made significant improvements as far as clipping in faster. I struggle with once you get to the stop, then you got to start again because, especially if you're at a light, because then cars are waiting for you to go through, and I'm still trying to like clip in the pedal, and so that's a little rough. But definitely got better. I'm also learning that if I am clipped out with one shoe, I need to kind of lean towards that side a little bit. There was a few times where I kept my weight 50-50, and I just kind of like slowly started tipping over and I kicked out at the last second. Thankfully, I didn't fall. The only time I fell over was at the beginning of the video when I started the first scene when I was on the bike talking about, finally arriving to Boulder. I ended up having one foot out and I was again 50-50 with the weight, and I fell over the wrong way and I couldn't get out. So, yeah, that was pretty embarrassing too, as I was kind of stopped and I had just finished talking to myself on the camera. So that happened. I think 35, maybe 40% done with the ride. And I wanted to just turn around and just not finish, but I ended up completing the ride, but I definitely paid for it. I wasn't prepared to do all that, and I didn't know what I didn't know. I don't know if it was like an ego thing or just really wanting to do a bigger ride. I understand that's something you got to work out to. With cycling, you with cycling, I knew it would be difficult, but I wasn't expecting this much difficulty. Definitely need to get in shape. I definitely realize hills are my weak point. Every time I get to a hill, I just I'm very slow. It gasses me. So I just need to improve. So yeah, I don't know. The um the ride, it was definitely a big learning experience. So I'll be using this going forward, and the rest of my rides will be pretty good. Um, I enjoyed the ride for the most part. I just had a lot of complications. But these are things that are within my control, so it'll be better on the next time. The weather was really hot. I wasn't expecting that. Also, wasn't expecting to. I'll say this again. The biggest thing for me during the ride too, not only was it hot, but I should have worn a headband or something to keep sweat out of my eyes. And that might not seem like a big deal, but for me, I sweat a lot. So I should have known that. And that's why I normally wear a headband anyway, so I can, kind of absorb some of the sweat. I'm that kind of person when we're outside and, if we're hooping or we're doing X, Y, and Z, like I'm just drenched. I sweat a ton. So that would have helped a lot because at some points I felt like I definitely was riding with like squinted eyes and my eyes almost closed because of the sting that I was getting from the sweat being in my eyes. So that was a little dangerous, especially, you kind of see just being on the side of the road. Yeah, that was rough. My setup, I have the Osmo Pocket. I bought the other camera that was like $50 or whatever, but I brought the Osmo, and I bought like this metal case for it, and I wanted to hang that from my chest. But I got to figure that out because it's a little heavy and it leans a little bit too far forward, as you can
it leans a little bit too far forward. So as you can see in maybe the beginning clip, you can see the handlebars and like the bottom of the tires in the car. So I have to work on that adjustment. And that's not something I can see while recording because it's faced away from me. So I don't know. But I really just love the way the video looks with the Osmo. So, I could go back to using the smaller camera to just get some good clips and not have to worry about anything breaking. But the Osmo just looks really good to me. So I want to kind of figure out ways to better improve my setup for bringing that camera along with me during the rides. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Catch you on the next one. Peace.